tell me about yourself. Today I'm going to share with you from a CEO perspective, from a hiring manager perspective, from an employer perspective, what is the best response to the question, tell me about yourself. You see, we have interviewed thousands and thousands of potential applicants, and I cannot tell you how many times I see people kind of struggle with this question. But however, there are incidents that we are very impressed with the response. And now let me give you a couple keys first. Key number one, when the hiring manager is asking you the question, tell me about yourself, they are not actually asking about your whole life story. So what they're actually asking is, what are you bringing to the table? So from now on, when you hear the question, tell me about yourself, I want you to make the mental switch. That equals, what value could you bring to the company? What problems can you solve for the company? That's what they are asking. And you shouldn't go on and on and on about all your background and all of that. No, don't do that. Key number two, be yourself, but be your best self. See, one of the mistakes people make is they believe in an interview, well, I just want to be myself. Yes, you want to be yourself, but you want to be your best self. You want to be authentic, you don't want to be fake. But it doesn't mean that you just share everything. This is the first time you just sitting across the table from a hiring manager. It's like a date, right? You just getting to know each other. This is like a coffee date. So make sure that you present your best self, right? Lead with your strong foot forward. So when they are asking you the question, everything that you share, any statement that you make, you always want to tie it back to what's in it for them. WIIFM, what's in it for them. So instead of rambling on about that, about my background and all this stuff, what I want, no. If you are turning it into a benefit, what's in it for them? What's in it for the company? What's in it for the hiring manager? What could you say? I'm going to give you a simple formula. Write this down. 3S. 3S. First, success. Now here's a script that you could use. I have been blank, or my background is blank. And then step number two is strength. And here's the script. My strength is, or my real strength is, fill in the blank. Third, situation, meaning how does that apply to the position that you're applying? How do you apply your background, your strength into the new company, the new opportunity? Situation, what I am looking for is. What I am looking for is, fill in the blank.
How do you handle stress and pressure?
How do you handle stress and pressure? And before I give you the exact script to use when answering this difficult interview question, here are 3 really important tips to help you. How do you handle stress and pressure? Tip number 1. Make sure you tell the interviewer that you prefer to work under pressurized conditions because this is when you are at your best. And also, try and give an example of where you have previously worked under stress or pressure at work. How do you handle stress and pressure? Tip number 2, tell the interviewer you manage stress and pressure by being organized in your work, by making sure you are prepared for every eventuality, and also by concentrating on the task in hand. And how do you handle stress and pressure? Tip number 3, you can also say that you handle stress and pressure by keeping yourself fit and healthy. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all the best for passing your interview.
Hey everyone, welcome to the second video in my series on getting hired. Today I'm going to give you the best answer to the common job interview question, why should we hire you? So if somebody asks you the question, why should we hire you? A good answer is to say, well, as I understand it, you're looking for somebody who, and then you go down the list of job requirements and say how you satisfy each one. Now that's the answer that many big dollar resume writers and hiring consultants will give you. I would like to add an optional extra to end off, and that would be to show a little bit of personality and a little bit of desire for the position. Maybe you could say something like, well, I've always wanted to work in an organization like this for this reason. So that's why I'm hoping you'll select me. Okay, so an important note here, you know that if you get called in for a job interview, you're gonna have to be doing some preparation for the interview. One of the things that you need to do is make sure that you print out the job description, which has a list of the requirements. What I would recommend is taking a highlighter and highlighting maybe one word on each of the requirements so you can quickly scan down that list. Then when you're in the interview, make sure that you have that paper in front of you, among perhaps other papers. And when you get asked this question, when you go down the list of requirements, you have the paper in front of you, so you know that you're speaking to each one and you're not forgetting or omitting any of the requirements. So once again, you get the question, why should we hire you? A great response is to say, I'm glad you asked me that question. As I understand it, you're looking for somebody who, and then you go down the list of requirements, speaking to each one. For example, 3 years experience in this, I do, I actually have 5. That has this particular degree, I have that. And I've always wanted to work for this company because I do know a couple of people that work here, and I've heard good things about how they treat their employees. So that's why I'm hoping you'll select me. So once again, I'm Bill, the company's expert. Thank you so much for being here and watching my videos. You know what? You're awesome.
Hey everybody, it's Andy back for another week to help you build a career you love. Today we're going to talk about the best answer to what's your expected salary. So here's what I advise. Number one, first thing is, under no circumstances do I ever want you to actually give them a number. Why? Well, number one, first thing about this is it's uneducated. You do not know what it's like to work there, what you'll get to do, who you get to do it with, the training and development opportunities, the vacation, the benefits, the benefit costs, all of those things. So it's very difficult for you to hit the nail on the head by giving them a number, especially this early in the process. The second thing is, I don't want you to worry. There is not a recruiter in the world who determines whether you get hired or whether you get paid, or what you get paid. The hiring officials do that. I mean, unless the recruiter is the hiring official or the HR person is the hiring official. So I don't want you to worry about that because they're not ultimately going to determine what you're going to get paid, even if they give you a guideline as to what the position pays. I don't want you to worry about that up front. And the other thing is, I don't want you to actually give a number because you might either aim too low, in which case you're setting their expectations that your expectations are low, even though they might be willing to pay you more, or you price yourself out because you went too high. The one thing that the recruiter can do in the beginning of the process is knock you out, but the recruiter won't knock you out if they really like your background and you don't provide a number. What I would rather you do is, when you are approached with that question, I'd like you to say, you know, while compensation is important to me, I really want to look at the entire value of working at your company. What I get to do, who I get to do it with, the training opportunities, the career advancement opportunities, the benefits, the vacation, and all of the other things that go along with working at your organization. I'm excited to learn about those in the interviewing process, and toward the end, I would be able to give you a much better idea of what it is that I would expect in terms of my salary based on all those other factors. But at the moment, to give you any kind of estimate would be uneducated on my part. So I look forward to investigating those areas, and I look forward to starting the interview process. So I don't want you to worry about that. It's really, you know, you think that they're going to play hardball with you, but they're not. So it's better to just talk about how you want to look at the entire opportunity, and that compensation is one part.